Hey everyone, it's Becky. How are you tonight? Just dropping over for a little whip and chat. I'm still working on the Golden Valley by Chuck Pinson for Diamond Art Club. I'm making a lot of really good progress. I'm finally all the way over towards the pond. This is what I've been working on tonight. It's out of screen, but I have the largest of the horses done, and then the one off to the left is now done. So I feel like I'm finally making some headway on this. I know I've been working on it since June the 1st. So it's definitely a long-term project. For those in the landscape edition of the Diamond Paint Along who have already finished this, you guys are crazy for working on it so diligently that you have already finished it. Hoya Bella, so glad to see you back on YouTube. I know it's kind of hard adjusting, to a new living situation and then having to get back into the swing of things for work. So yeah, I'm glad to see that you're doing well and that you're continuing to diamond paint. Really look forward to seeing the place you're staying in now. I believe you said it was you're like the 8th generation of family who has been in that home. I know your parents are staying there now, but you're like house sitting for them. So I'm really looking forward to seeing your family home and what that looks like. My 6 times great-grandfather, Alford Smith, A-L-F-O-R-D Smith, on his naturalization papers, he listed Stockholm, Sweden as his hometown. But of course, I know through research, I know that it was very common for people to change their name when they came here to the U.S. and go with a more Americanized name. So I can't imagine that his name, when he was living in his home country of Sweden, I cannot imagine Alford Smith was his actual name. Someday I hope to be able to go to Sweden and maybe find some more history on him. We don't know why he came to the U.S. We don't know, what the circumstances were around his decision to move from one country to another. So there's a lot of unknowns about him, but I think he was a really interesting person when he moved over here to the U.S. and we picked up his trail over here. He came through Rock Island, Illinois, which is not too far from Chicago. And he worked as, based on the paperwork we found on him, almost like an indentured servant type situation with a dentist in Chicago for a few years. Ultimately, he moved into Arkansas. He lived in an area not terribly far from where I live now. So that, from there he eventually moved into the Veneta, Oklahoma area, which is where my grandmother spent a good bit of her childhood. And then from there, he passed away in, I believe it was 1900, if I remember correctly, that he passed away, and I believe it was from some sort of heart condition, if I remember correctly. It's been a long time since I've read up on his story, but definitely a very, very interesting connection there. I've always felt very connected to Sweden, so it's very nice to now have a friend there in Sweden. DP Crazy Lady, you are just going to town on that Midnight in the Garden painting. It's absolutely beautiful. I love the way that painting mixes in the crystal rhinestones along with the AB drills, along with the regular crystals or regular drills. It's such a beautiful canvas. I can't wait to see the completion of it. I have it on my wish list. We shall see if I actually get a chance to purchase it. I've got some expenses, of course, that unfortunately take precedence. So we'll see how that goes and see if we can't find a way to get that one in my stash. Speaking of my stash, it seems to be growing more quickly than I'm painting. And I blame the fact that I'm still on this one painting after several weeks. I feel like it's really slowed me down. But I'm almost done. I was hoping to be done by the end of July, but today is the 27th, and I have quilt camp this weekend. So I will be busy with that, and I highly doubt that I'm going to get to do much painting this weekend. I might. It all just depends on, you know, what my days at camp look like. If I come home like too sore to move, kind of a thing. So, whoa, that was a few too many. I need like 3 of these, and I dumped out like half a vial, it feels like. Hate when I do that. So yeah, we'll see how I do with painting this weekend, and hopefully I can get some done. So I've got a little bit of a glare right up here. That's from my ring light. If I cover my light, you can see a little bit better, but then I can't see. So my camera setup, it's my iPhone. I have an iPhone 12, and I'm on a clamp holder thing. It clamps to my table, and it has 2 goosenecks, one that has the ring light and one that has the clamp to hold the phone. So I got it, goodness gracious, I think it was at like TJ Maxx or Tuesday Mornings or one of those type places. I miss Tuesday Mornings. I know they haven't been gone very long, but I already miss them. Anyways, I like it. It works pretty well for me. It is a little wiggly. I know when I watch my videos back, I can kind of see the wiggliness in them, and of course I can see you guys wiggling up there. You're just right above my eye line. So let's see. So of course, Lazy Retired Granny. I don't think she's as lazy as she claims to be, because she's always going and doing, and I know she probably doesn't care to be going and doing as much as she does. But Linda, you're just so fast on your diamond paintings. It just amazes me how quickly you move through them, especially the little like 30 by 40s. Hi, Sweepy. My cat came for a visit. I was talking, and she thought I was talking to her, I guess. She came from her nightly pets. She's probably just wanting me to come to bed. She has a tendency to lay on top of me. I know you want more pets. I know you want more pets. So she likes for me to go to bed so that she can go to bed too. So now she's just demanding pets and biting. She's very much a Sour Patch Kid. She's very sweet, and then she's sour. So she's maybe a reverse Sour Patch Kid. Ow! She just cobra bit my foot. I swear she is like half cobra, because she tends to strike like a cobra would. I have been working on practicing my multi-placing. I don't know if you can see this or not, but I've got 4 drills on there. Come on, camera. Focus, focus. And, you know, I think I'm doing okay with it. I feel like it has helped me get a little bit faster on these, on this big painting when I do have areas where I can multi-place. It is still pretty confetti heavy, so there aren't many areas that I can. But I'm kind of liking it. I do have to use my little straightener that Linda sent me. She sent me a couple of these little plastic straighteners, which have come in super duper handy. So thank you very much for that, Linda. I appreciate it. And let's see, what else do I have going on? They finally got a good bit of our computers fixed at work. We are back up and running at a pretty good capacity. We're still not 100%, but we're getting there. It's definitely nice that we have some extra hands that have come in to help while we've been having some computer issues. When you work remotely and then the computer goes down, it's not fun. You get some unexpected time off, which fortunately has not caused any paycheck problems yet. But you know, hopefully they will eventually give us some overtime. As of right now, they have not approved any overtime to allow us to get caught back up. I think the hope is that once they get to the point of having everything back to 100%, and they know exactly how far behind we are and how much, you know, how many man hours they feel like we need to be able to make a sizable dent in the backlog, then hopefully they'll give us some overtime opportunities to get caught back up. Let's see. Who else have I been watching? I watched a little bit of Diamond Paint with Jack and Diamond Paint with Mike. I'm new to subscribing to their channel, so I'm still getting to know them. And of course, Crafting with V. I've kept up with your videos. Hope your son is doing well. I don't know if I've missed an update on him or not, but hopefully he's, you know, doing better now. It's definitely scary when your kid has to go to the emergency room and be admitted to the hospital. You know, it doesn't matter what age they are, they're still your baby. It's still scary. So hopefully he's doing well. Trying to think if I've watched, I know I've watched other people's videos. Not everything I watch is diamond painting related. Apparently, for some reason, YouTube thinks I need to watch some other things. So I've watched some Holocaust documentaries. I've watched some British shows. There's one that I've watched that's called The Secret Life of 4, 5, and 6-year-olds. They basically put video cameras and microphones up all over a daycare setup, and psychiatrists or therapists observe these kids to see, you know, how they're developing and things like that, and just watch their interactions. It's a really interesting little show. Of course, the kids are always just as adorable as can be. They have no idea exactly what's going on. You know, they're still learning to navigate the world at 4, 5, and 6 years old, and that's what the psychiatrists are watching is, you know, what are they learning? How are they interacting with their peers at those ages? You know, things like that. It's interesting. Let's see. One of the things that I'll be doing this weekend, our Quilt Guild is doing our quilt show next month, and one of the things that I am in charge of this year is putting together raffle baskets that we will be selling chances for at our show. So I've got to get those. A lot of them came to me already assembled by the people who donated them, but I have fillers for lots more baskets, so I'll probably be putting together, I don't know, I'm hoping to do another, you know, 8 to 12 baskets depending on how much stuff I have. And of course I can absolutely raid my own sewing room. I've got so much stuff that I need to get rid of in there. It's you know, I feel like lazy retired granny with getting her sorting through her yarn and getting rid of it. I know there's an acronym that we use in the quilting world, and I don't know, probably crosses over into many categories of crafting. It's SABLE, S-A-B-L-E, stash, what is it? Stash accumulated beyond life expectancy. So I definitely have more quilting supplies than I will use in a lifetime. So as I am building baskets for this quilt show, I will be sorting through some of my quilting supplies that I've bought throughout the years. And you know, my tastes have changed and I've grown in my quilting over the years. That's part of why I don't want to build a huge stash in my diamond painting, because I know as I try different things and different brands and different styles of pictures, I know my tastes will change, and I don't want to get, you know, a humongous stash of paintings that I decide later on are just not my style. You know, I wasn't sure how I would feel about doing square diamonds. My wolf painting that I completed in May was the first time I had done square diamonds, and now I really enjoy them. I'm kind of wondering, when I go back to doing a round painting, how different is it going to be going back to a round painting after doing so many squares? Because I've done, you know, now this is my second square, and the next painting that I plan on doing is my butterfly that I got from Huacan, and it is also a square painting. So am I going to like going back to round drills? I don't know. I may be able to jump back and forth and be just fine with it, but I really do enjoy the square drills. So we'll see. Once I get, you know, done with this one and go back to a round drill, like I said, my next one is also square. But when I do go back and do a round one again, how am I going to feel about it? We'll see. Sorry, my cat's being weird. She's over there in the floor rubbing her face on the carpet and pulling herself against a chair, and all things that she does on a regular basis. I just find it very entertaining. So yeah, I don't know that I've got much else to talk about. You know, when I'm sitting here, you know, working, you know, all my actual work and listening to everybody's YouTube videos that they've uploaded, I have a million things. I'm like, hey, I'd like to talk about this. I want to respond to that. And I don't write them down and forget them by the time, you know, I usually wait until my husband has gone to bed before I film, just so I'm not feeling self-conscious about sitting here talking to myself while he's in the other room. And of course, usually if he's in the other room by himself, he's watching sports of some sort. He loves sports. He'll watch anything. There was one day he found cornhole, you know, like the beanbag toss game. Apparently there are professional leagues and they televise it. He watched it. He watched cornhole. I believe it was on ESPN. Anyways, so that's my life. My husband watching sports and feeling like if he yells loud enough, they'll actually hear him. So every once in a while, he'll have a violent outburst of, you know, hoots and hollers, you know, mad at a ref or, you know, excited about a good play and things like that. So I do wait until he's in bed typically to film, even if I am diamond painting. I actually got a good bit of this over here done in the last couple of days while he was in there watching sports. I guess there's some big soccer thing going on right now. I don't know, it's like women's soccer something or other. So he's been really into watching that lately, which has given me a lot of time to diamond paint. Tonight it was a baseball game. So anyways, that is all I've really got for tonight. I think as far as energy to diamond paint, I need to do this one little doodad right here. All right. So let me kind of get some things moved around, and then I'll give you an overview of the canvas and where we're at. Let's see here. Tools, trash. I'm finally starting to get to the point where I'm using more and more of the balance of the drills that was sent. So this little pouch was full. It had 2 rows wide and it was like cram packed of extra drills that I did not open to begin with. One of the things that we always question is, why don't they give us very many bags, these kits where they're like, oh, we gave you bags. Okay, well, so I got to thinking, I've got this bag, it's open, not all of it fit in my container. So I just popped the whole bag in one of these little Ziplocs in the original package so that I still have the number on it. And so that is what I'm doing with those little bags that came with, but there's not really enough to actually do anything with them. I think that's why they don't give you 57 bags if you have 57 colors, because it's not necessarily intended to bag every single thing, but rather put your open bags in rather than having to tape them shut. It was a random thought I had the other day. I thought it was a good thought. So, still absolutely loving my release papers. Again, I got these on Amazon. A pack of 100 for under $6. If you're interested, that's the information that came on the package. All right, let's take a look at what we've got finished here. All right, let's see. Sorry, got a finger in there. I'm going to go ahead and take you off the mount. We're going handheld. Okay, so here is the actual mount that I have. Like I said, it clamps onto the table. It's got a clamp that swivels around and moves around and such. And then it's got the ring light that has like 3 different color settings. And it's got different brightnesses. So, move that out of the way for a moment. And we'll take a look here at the whole painting. We'll move our wax out of the way. So here it is as far as what I've gotten completed so far. I think probably my favorite part on this painting still at this point is like this set of leaves through here. I don't know why, but just the variation of the greens in those, I really, really love. I really love the purple flowers. I'm assuming that those are like a lavender or a heather flower. I do have the entire house completed. And I'm getting, I've got the little wagon done here. And of course this horse is legless at this point, but he'll get his legs soon. So then I've got, my release papers are 6 inches wide. So this is about 8 inches, they're 4 by 6. So this is about 8 inches by 6 inches left here. And then another, not quite 10 because the paper or the picture actually comes to about here. So that's what I've got left to do and what I have completed. I'm still very much enjoying working on this painting. Like I said, I feel like I'm ready for it to be done so I can move on to another picture, but you know, I really like the idea of finishing this one before I move on, because I worry that I might not come back to it if I do start something else instead. So anyways, that is what I've got for the night, and I will see you guys later on. I will get this uploaded and you should see it by morning. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for coming by and watching, and of course I will try to get another video up over the weekend. Like I said, I've got things going, but I can still try to get a video up. I might be on my own this weekend. Sometimes when I have quilt camp, my husband goes up to the lake and spends time with his parents. We'll just have to wait and see what he decides to do. So you guys have a great night. Thank you again for watching, and I will talk to you guys in the comments. Bye-bye.